Got a Husqvarna here. It's got a gummy throttle. Hit the throttle cable and, well, not much is happening. So we're gonna tear into this 235 and see what's going on with throttle linkage. I don't see any throttle movement, but I see the linkage moving down here. We're just not moving on the carburetor. Let's go further. Oh, T25. We're getting close. Cookie break. Let's begin. There. I don't ever remember having to take a still this far apart to fix the freaking throttle linkage. Well, that's a interesting one for you folks. Let me show you this. So there's the, see, we're hitting the throttle and it's just all gummy. It looks like that screw is loose and it's not tight. The little screw's not tight, so therefore it's not rotating this like a throttle, which means I've got to get to that screw. Can't get to it from here, so I have to take this carburetor out of here, which isn't that bad. I'll take this air cleaner off and a few other little controls and hoses and get that fixed at least. Uh, 8mm. T20. That's the trick. Choke tire out of the way. Awesome. Alright, she's a little nasty in there. Just filthy, but I'll keep the debris out of the carburetor. Little choke. There we go. I'm going to clean it. So I'm just going to protect these cavities here. I'm just going to clean back here. Hold a little bit of pressure against the carburetor as well. That way I don't end up separating it from the body of the saw. I don't know how far I can go without tugging on my fuel lines, but we're gonna keep going. It's not tight yet. Okay, we're off one. Got my gasket hanging on. Okay, there we go. It popped right off there, so that's cool. So here's the culprit. A better view. So clean this a little bit better and I'll be right back. There's no performance issues with this carburetor, so I want to keep it that way. I'm just trying to clean this externally as to not get any more dirt or debris around the sealing surfaces or in any of these little ports on here. I am going to tighten this piece back up here, use a little bit of red lock with it, and we'll get her back together. It's a little bitty Phillips. Calls for a itty bitty screwdriver. Lightly set this, just enough to hold it. So it looks like it's almost like this is too long to begin with. And there's nowhere for it to go underneath. I mean, that's not much to go off of at all. And that's, I don't know, man. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna shorten this bushing a little bit, just with a little bit on a bench grinder here. That way I can get a full bite on here, because this is where it needs to be as far as where it is on the shaft, and it can't be moved because of the butterfly where it bolts into the shaft. So, and even with this pushed against here, can't really see that well. Okay, so maybe you can see this now. When I put this on here, that shaft does not even come flush with the face of this arm here. So I don't like that. I'm going to shorten that bushing just literally just a touch and make that a little bit shorter. The way that sits where it's supposed to. I shortened it up. See, I just ground that surface down, and I'm going to deburr it with a little file here. I just want to make sure that's where it needs to sit. It looks like I'm going to deburr it right now because it's not going to go on. That's what I want to see. It's actually flush now. I can run my fingernail across it. Okay, I'm comfortable with that now. I know that seems loose, but it's not. It's literally just because that little bitty guy on there, the shaft style they use, just has a little bit of play in it. I mean, it just does. Just to show you. See right there. That's not a me thing. That's not because I shortened that collar. That is just the nature of this style of key. The Loctite's still wet, so don't judge me. It will cure and we'll be just fine. Nice and tight. And now's a good time if you're working on these and you notice that your fuel lines are really hard. They have splits on them. They just look off color. They just don't look right or whatever. Now's a good time to change your fuel lines. But these are still very much pliable. It's still good hose on here, so I'm not going to change these. When hoses get old, they get fragile and they almost get as hard as a zip tie, if you could imagine. They get crusty and things like that. See, this one has a little bit of discoloration, not a whole lot, but it's kind of rigid. So they start getting a lot worse than this. This one here, it's just slightly stiff. That's okay. Yeah, she's good. They just get brittle sometimes with heat, age, ethanol, and fuel breaks down. But this guy's still very much a good hose. If you do that and they don't break, you're doing good. You can also get gummy too. I've seen them get where they're not hard, they'll fall apart. They get to this stage, gummy is past it. It's like they go from fully operational, they get hard, and when they start breaking down, they turn to mush. It's just it's a weird process for whatever these are made of, but I don't know. I'm not the engineer on that one. Jives pretty well with that. I knew something didn't look right. Don't be a dummy like the guy with a tummy. Stupid. I'm not okay, but it's all gonna be alright. Gonna be alright. Gonna be alright. Hey, that looks a little better. Yeah, looks much gooder. Perfect. think we got her, fellas. Or ladies and fellas. Doesn't matter to me who's watching. Just doing this for me and my kids. Beautiful. Stupid safety. Yeah. Now we have throttle movement. See in there? Safety works again. Yeah. Cool. Sweet. It's all back on. Fuel's on. Yep. It's all good to go. Clean the crap out of this. They're just screws. A little better. Look at all that. I don't want any of this oil around this clutch inside. The outside just for that kickback lock, but bar lock. I don't want any of that crap inside of there. A little bit of brake clean in my life. Alright, and the next nasty thing. And this thing is making me filthy. Look at this. Look at it. It's everywhere. I don't know who's been in this thing, but half of these freaking screws are loose. Like around, I'm going to show you a little bit. Around this bar lock assembly here. This screw is almost all the way out. This one's loose, and that's not sitting how it's supposed to, so. It's doing what it's supposed to. It's in the lock position though. Yeah, you can tell how gapped the cover was because look at the debris in here. Debris doesn't get in here unless it's open. Look at that. It's filthy. I've said it to many folks as a repair guy. I swear 75%, if not more, of the job is cleaning. The other 25% is repair. It's just the truth. It's just kind of how it is. It's all about cleaning. Women don't find you handsome, they at least find you handy. Now she's locked open. That's good. I can get it on here. After get the stinking bar and chain back on. Oh, Lordy have mercy on my soul, because this is a drag. A, B, C, easy as 1, 2, 3. Look at that. That's it, guys. Throttle is fixed. Good to go. God bless, and you guys have a great day. Man, I need to eat something. Well, I got that ham in the fridge. Yeah, sounds good.